Yeah,
Bawando.
yeah, in Mbara.
Wewe nyame.
Eko nyomin ko buka kati bari atla fa sobe ala.
Problem dala ngeni koto mabula nyono bag jane.
Ngo dankale. But anyway, yeah. Thank you so very much for joining me here. Men kera wala nyiko yalong new migration ko mura fala ko buka je wala man fen kalam taje. So, but I felt cool when I talk about this. I want to talk about it from a very informative angle. And one of the Gambians mentioned Marco okay. Alata kola, you are one of the few. Me along ko as a mol Marco ko understanding si faso new migration core. Because ita mo molde me along ko ika mamanding activism la migration activism. Inin gamen authority be bori nyo kalamale anum fanang nana jam fanang tuba du jam fanang inin authority sol be bori nyo kalamale. So we're very it's more like ye igul aile soro nana migration isula. So definitely that's why wala nang kumara ko ni na jang. We not just go into but we go into specific analysis me alongo kudol bi jemini alongo inyanda sene ala moluma. So maybe first and foremost I'll just give you the opportunity yemol contondoro. Then we begin from there because it migration there is no way we can talk about that in 1 or 2 hours. So Memengala question and answer session and we boil it down to the specific issue inside the Menkela tragedy. Me along ko be nyomi the nyomi tragedy. Yeah, to be honest, I was very disturbed. When I came to realize Menkeda Jinaki, you know, exactly. I literally cried. I couldn't bear it, man, because
it's sad.
Hadamani niya story mo, you know, abe niyo kwela. But anyway, any more niyo content then do program ko.
Exactly. Wonderful. Thank you very much for bringing me here today. You know, in the audience will be. You know, it's a pleasure always. Ndekai kama kachake na den na nata migration or karola. Irregular means eat. So coming up ngalong Jamali Miss Yahya Sonko, you know, Mesabatrin Jamani Bangkok for the past 10 good years, actively, daily basis. This is my life, you know, migration matters, you know. So Kakumasi 2014 Nakanana Mbila, you know, any migration you know, almost every single day, migration kacha. You know, we talk about you know, thank God. Just to let people know, you know, some stars, model KJ, social media, you're talking. You know, not everyone is a content creator in migration, migration, Carol. Some of us, you know, we start from, you know, a long way. You know, we are also stakeholders on migration matters.
Sorry, it's a more browse, you know, la background on the issue of migration. Nga understand even agency from Bebula Center in Europe, more mako nole, mole no jane on several issues. Is a background or explain mole and to Santella agency in Karola.
Exactly. So basically, min fo ye ndundi migration or kono babake. You know, me at the stakeholders, governments, institutions, international institutions, it can engage back is because a personal background, a personal story and experience. You know, I was one of those Gambians. Me Bangkok and Gambia. Okay, you know, and I was okay because I was a qualified teacher in Gambia. Teaching okay, but then you know, always Gambia move even is that work sustainable or whatsoever? That's a long story. But then gonna choco fight, like any other youth, you know, mbotana Gambia wala nyama, ndunta tuba. So kabirinte dunta tuba abdu wandifa, you know, the peak of molbe dunkan time on me. That is 2014, 2015, 2016. What time will them back way from what time will Libya begara? You know, was Jamela, end of Jamela era. Gambians were going out in large numbers in those days. So coming to Italy, it's like with that little knowledge of being a former teacher in Gambia, that helps me a lot. You know, in Italy alone, in Sicily, Camporo from the get-go, you know, I at least some recognition sort of based on translation and stuff like that. You know, among the colleagues who you know, then a camp operator in Milano means I was responsible for a whole camp. you know. So na first training me receive on migration management was in Milan. Okay, become operator. Yeah, I understand. Then I got some certain certificates, so-called certificates, but then that's where it started for me. Okay, certain recognition also in Italy. Then they start taking me, Italian authorities at the time, because of at least the basic knowledge I have about Gambia, my country, and the English language I can speak at the time. Okay, and how fast I was coming up in Italy at the time. Then it started Kansamba to universities. You know, university lecturers will be inviting me to their during their lectures to talk about migration. So what person ying wolem push. Yeah, I understand. So after at some point, you know, Italian continue another German. In 2016, you know, we get into election. But then remember, European Union have that belief. They know thousands of Gambians at the time left Gambia. You know, election or canal. So they want to mix migration and politics. Okay, then they, you know, I had my first interview, international interview in Heidelberg in 2016, prior to election. So there is a German TV, very famous TV, ZDF. Okay, it's one of the populist media platform in Germany. You know, they called me for an interview. Okay, both in a newspaper and in a radio station. You know, in those days, you know, in English they can translate. Okay, because I was very fresh and new in German. So basically, they were trying to, you know, get like what those 2026 election means, and after election, migration and immigration are cool. So, based on the little knowledge and understanding of my country, well, another finti after election. That is, you know, coalition 2016 formation, or they might win Jammeh. But the big question is, will Jammeh go out? You know, so and that's exactly what happened. Then after 10 days, Deutsche Welle, the German TV, Deutsche Welle, and other international media houses in Gambia get to me. You know, because what I said and what actually happened after election, they are similar. You understand? They see me as credible. That's how I get the media attention in German. You understand? So, you know, then, you know, demonstration and I became a little bit famous in German media house. Yeah, nana migration or Carol, nana Gambia Carol. That's how it. Then I knew, this is my way. Okay, I start developing myself. How? You know, I don't wait the system to integrate me. I integrated myself. I start paying for courses online. You know, on migration management. Yeah, understand. So I start dealing with international organizations like IOM, Caritas, Diaconie, different institutes. You know, that's how I was trained. My scholarship from EU, okay, to 11-month scholarship to train, you know, migration management. Now, okay, certificate so then from that, through that training, that I became connected to so many international organizations within internationally. Okay, so I attended so many trainings and capacity buildings, and so up to today, where I am today. Today, you know, I am a migration consultant because I work with universities, researchers, you know, institutions, private NGOs, and stuff like that. Then I try to create my own office, agency, and office, whereby contracts, consult me, consultancies, researchers, and stuff like that. That's how I am operating right now today. So basically, I'm a stakeholder. The Gambia migration or Carol. That is why the Gambia government and institutions also consult me on so many things. Because you consult Nika Benda Pam, meeting.
Okay. So come Hanitol made that a comment at the end of the day, because European people,
you know, different places, you know, I met with them, you know, sometimes they say, oh, Mr. Sonko, you are here. Or in this letter or email or I am copied. Basically.
Okay, before we get to the main issue, and another young, recently in Dr. Ismaila Sise Fongo class. Yeah, understand. I think Ismaila Sise class. But can you tell the viewers, come Ismaila Sise Kumakango Memvo, and in Kumakango Mealonko, Itafeko, I Kumakango for Mealonko, I feel Komanga Tonyadi, and Ibo de Bonklanyadila.
Well, Yalong, doctor is a political scientist, you know, and the spin doctor for Gambia government currently. So, Ismaila Sise, what he forget to understand is he can be a political scientist. That doesn't qualify him to be knowledgeable for everything. You know, not defend everything. Dr. Nata Tata Media, anything for about Gambia government that is against the current government, Doctor has something to respond. Basically, whether it's correct or incorrect. So what he did was, in fact, what happened was at West Coast, question about what we are saying, like tragedies or the current trend of irregular migration in Gambia. So offhead, because offhead, he said no, it's completely the same. Like in fact, Yahya Jammeh time was worse than what is currently happening in Gambia. Yeah, understand. So I went after him. Okay, the same media houses. I sent articles. I proved that. I told Doctor the reality of today, Ming happened in Gambia, never happened in Jawara time, neither in Yahya Jammeh time, and I bring facts about that. In Jawara time, Kanana Yahya Jammeh time, never do we have of more than 4 wooden boats drown in Ocean or Mediterranean Sea, and it never happened. Never the Gambian. Doctor Mansia back into Doldi. You know. Yeah, understand. So doctor cannot tell you Wandifa or me, Yahya Sonko, what happened in Jawara time or what happened in Jammeh time in Tolman Bombing Kalam or Mamin Kalam. Yeah, understand. So Dr. Mankeko okay, but he's a young man, a young youth like you, like me. Yeah, understand. Yeah, in one way or the other age bracket or fulang mal. Okay? So yes, he might be a doctor. Yeah, understand. But what happened in Jawara time and Yahya Jammeh time today is you Wandifa knows about it. It never happened in Jawara time. It never happened in Yahya Jammeh time. Kulu more than Kulu Lulu. Yeah, Kubik. What happened in the Mala time? Killing. Okay. It never happened in Yahya Jammeh time. Again, more than Yahya. In fact, Yahya Jammeh time, migration Karola, deportation, killing them individually. Yeah, understand. They committed certain crimes in Europe. Deported. Okay. In fact, we all know Yahya Jammeh time deportation accept. Yeah, understand. But Baro time, from 2018 to date, I can tell Gambians, Germany alone deported more than 800 Gambian youth. Barola time, Germany has a country alone. Okay, I'm not talking about Italy, I'm not talking about Spain, I'm not talking about Sweden, other EU countries. I'm talking about Germany alone. What about Barola time? Okay, Barola time in a year. In a year. Okay, Barola time in a year. 12 months, within 12 months, 10 chartered deport. I'm not talking about normal flights. I am saying Barola time 10 chartered deportation flight landed in Gambia in a year.
Wow. 10
chartered deportation
in 1 year.
In 1 year. Basically, okay? That was 2023, 2024. This year already, as I am speaking with you, this year already, 8 chartered deportation flight landed in Gambia.
Already 8 landed this year.
Officially, yes. Nobody can debunk these things with facts I am speaking from. Okay? So how can you tell me migration Jammeh time was worse than currently? Jammeh time those things never happen. Yeah, understand. So these things happened, it was only in 2015. That was in Italy. Kulumbadolo Boita, Kabondi Italy Kadung Kabondi Libya Kadung Italy, and there were so many gunmen in that boat. Okay, time. But then Kulungalu la Kabondi Gambia, it came for 7 days to travel. So what
ngaje highlight domande ya 7 days o ya Jammeh time abenu nyadi amansia.
And then what was happening in those days, Moluka struggled to go to Morocco. You remember? Gambia only has Spain. In those days, it struggled to Morocco. It ran Morocco for months. Okay? Then in those days, Jammeh time, Gambia in Mauritania. Okay? Those countries are closer. Okay? Through the ozone, Atlantic ozone, they are closer to Spain than Gambia. Yeah, understand. Those countries is just a matter of a day or hours. Even Spain, Morocco is very close to Spain. Okay, Jammeh time Mulka will use the back way. Jammeh time, Libya started when Gaddafi, Gaddafi war started. Well, that is when because the Gambians in Libya at the time, as per research and as per historic facts, Gambia no be siare no Libya like beef prior to Kelokake. So kabin Keloketa, Gambia no ning other West African member Libya, they have to leave and they cannot go back to their country. So what happened was what time on your operation or kumasi ta kudung ka bandi Libya kadung Italy. So that's how then that story continue. Moli alonko ni jara Libya ikakulmo sotono la kadung to Italy. Okay? Yeah, I understand. So we'll get Gaddafi the time or Canada for of course Barola time. But
Okay,
that
yeah.
You cannot compare that with the current trend.
Absolutely. Yeah, you nailed it there. So okay, current trend in Benjamin is looking very ugly. It looks like uncontrolled. One of the things me along ko wole ko nyin ke ku kolangoti gamenol bo wala nyindi ko the Jinack factor. Because of late kulungolu ngalong ko Jinack ko lang bulal biye mo kan but time Jinack le siat. Anu Jinack nte même fo en gina sad ndi bake nada kalamata ko Jinack fo be dame santen luntaw membe je maybe you have the exact numbers e ko luntaw be faringel tep.
Yeah.
So, without giving you more time, because you are familiar with the social media and then you are very well informed. So, I just want you to guide us from Jinaki, membe ke kanje science and the galbe je use kanyam as a route. Ani police la tabalia, authorities la tabalia. Ani Jinak best statement to be the number we can come into the actual figures and the tragedy that happened.
So basically, what is happening currently in Jinaki is horrible. Okay, as I'm speaking with Ani Kunusuto, Jinaki after this tragedy being announced. Kunusuto. Yes.
So you wanna tell me all the noise that we are making makes no sense.
In fact, today I was speaking to Ibrahim Adrame. He was making some communications within Jinaki. Okay, because Jinaki become a no-go to even us now. Equally Ibrahim Adrame. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yes. When you go me recognize like Yahya Ibrahim Adrame or you when you are talking about these things, amanki Jinaki dingolti. These are people, our youths, many alonko, ibota sate dolto, aning Jineanol ning Malianol. Ibrahim Adrame told me, eye to eye, he went to Jinaki 3 days ago. Funding came in is more than 4,000 youths currently in Jinaki. My radio station manager, Usman Marong, I will quote him here. Aning journalist will find in your international journalist or media house will have Gambia side to cover this up. He went with them to Jinaki. They nearly beat them there.
Really?
Yes. Okay. So he report back to me, Hasala manager. He told me the same thing. Funding came in Jinaki. Asiata 3,000 people did. At a roughly calculation of, so Tubabo and Anita Kabria camera bondi, they nearly fight them. They have to run to the Alcalo's compound for rescue. So Alcalo Yenate guide Kafinti Sate.
Well, this is boy. No wonder like Obama badging the look. So you wanna tell me our own Gambian territory side like where else can that happen in the Gambia?
So what is going on in Wandifa is like this is what I wrote in my Facebook. What is going on, traffickers only smoke solo are taking like he has a safe haven right now. The reason being is clear to everyone Mansakunda, more especially to be specific, the security are saying Jinaki is no-go area to them. I consulted Ibrahim Adrame today. Okay, in fact he said this also today at Kerfadula Broch. Today he said it there. Not I'm after them, but I for life. He informed the police about this and authorities about Jinaki. Immediately, another immigration department to give a report to them immediately, and then he called certain authorities, but they are all telling him that Jinaki is a no-go area for them. So basically,
this is unacceptable. I think the activists the activists you are thinking about action. IGP but right on the ground, remember they did not bank la fianco la police commanding. Well, they are total disgrace. Alkeba bal mulkal jo salary la. Alkasi alkemira katol be 1300 albo kon alkafo ko Jinaki uniform. Nan niko uniform mo bukata jali uniform urale tale dunje. Imagine ninyo like journalist assault what is going to happen?
Yeah.
Ninyo like journalist assault mo na wekela mo betar no la Gambia bango kanya dikafo ko ningam fam tunyur bul ne mbude an police to kuno leje masa fam to kuno laje.
I'm coming to give us. I'm going to give. Mbena fem fola jamii alko bado ngafani na kama. Okay. Kulole. Mbet tembo diam ke tembo minto. Tubago na intelligence soul from Spain. Ibe Gambia. Okay, because of kulungo ming amount of Duncan Spain or ming yalonko is either is like it mean intercept or whatsoever. The numbers that ming kabondi kulun jamalu bege ni fra Spain bi tembo kabondi Gambia and recently Jinack. So your intelligence like right now thing will be Gambia undercover. Okay, to see what report whatsoever is a money keno.
Yeah, because they just want to see the source. Membe kana the source ni left away jela.
Exactly. So wolu fongo beating economy do be diamole econo because they don't deal with the government. Yeah, understand. You know, so ni do be diamole economy, you know, abala be plan for nyemi an kontie for ja. Mi alon ko, you know, ibe milke kam, it all for be milke kam. So if ana, you know, I ngeni mo le connect million ko wolu is a wolu use no trustworthy in the youth solo is a wolu use no later to take certain documentations, reports, pictures, and you know in camera sensitive code be bull. Yeah, understand. So but that shows to you internationally how international world is seeing Gambia right now. But na masakunda
yeah ndala believe momenti wala nyidiko the migration crisis ne jende fam gadi ambakala I felt like oni afo boyo dolbije, you know, sometimes they don't want to understand. But I just want to ask you whether this is correct or not, okay? The Gambia government man fair, okay? Try at least make some effort to cut off from the source. European Union finance effort do like a janna. Yeah. That has always been my, because I think this is common sense. Because European ultinano janka Gambian makoi deputation be stop and all that. But the yalongo at the source I must stop this. Sunday I believe as long as among kuntu from the source, Gambia government at least it kuntu 100%. But at least make some effort. Yeah, you go genuinely the effort like Kegang. Maybe in the field, Kajako, Gambiano Dolbijang is a humanitarian, the new government called Canada deportation of it. They can begin to listen. But as for now, I don't think they even have a choice other than Kamal deport because
the kind of European Union is supporting Senegal and Mauritania, okay, to intercept boats. You know, almost every 2 days or a day, Senegal intercept a boat. Almost every 2 days a day. Because European Union Gambia one thing. Okay? You know, so Senegal they use an in Mauritania, so in Gambia. Okay? And they are working with people like Ibrahim Drame and some of us. Yeah, understand. You know, directly. So Ninga announcement, it can be monitored. Ni Ibrahim announcement ko announcement ko 125 announcement kala Facebook. There are intelligences monitoring distance. Okay? So basically they rely on Senegal. Okay? And Senegal inform carrying announce general or fata general, you know, surveillance body. So Senegal is currently every 2 days Senegal about kulungo intercept. You know, almost if not every day, but at least every 2 days, medium household follow. Or you can have a driver follow. Or most of the boats so they can be intercept. In fact, I am more common Navy. Navy. I like this. Near call. Near call. It can be case like you don't Senegal call straight. There is a boat that left.
Really?
This is sad. Yeah. So they rely because.
But Ibrahim, Moli accused corruption. On the family corruption case, all benas tabulo kanana. To be honest, Moli accused bag corruptal.
So you don't say they rely on Senegal pour intercept. Nini immigration department ni all follow back. Ikaji bol ko intercept sul mimbeke. Woka ke molle mi alon ko coming ibe cordato ibe pakrindulato ibe coming smuggler sul ka mol akadamento. Ya understand? You know cordakili ko le renti mol pak ye o balal kili ye mol pak ye jurumaje. So ni immigration department tipol sul then they go. Okay? But immigration fanana do ko kadawale because ni dunda je ko no all buko kuno. Gambia immigration department has no facility.
But yeah, of all the things that we have said here so far, one thing that cannot just escape my mind, mandano kamira ko honeybee like more lelbe Jinack ke manke Gambia dingolti more than 2,000 to 3,000 people ibe sabatrinje ibe kulumbatol and in fact kulum tatale. And those people ni mo lafta ke film o imang yamira ko ibe masakunda le lafta fengele they can even try to attack. Do you speak to any authority about this, like the police?
Yes. We all try to get in touch with the authorities, okay? But in fact, from Simon, you don't get anybody, okay? That's the reality.
Police
Ibrahim Madrama kunyela kwa fonga ye kolle. Ikaye ko Jinack, forget about Jinack. So say can amene ka kan e calling so. But more fana ya fanye within interior. More interior. More ya fanye ja fanye ko one of the problem is Navy fana be face is felko resources. So kulun kilin nebe Gambia. It can be used for everything.
Yeah, but I think inside Jinack, 2,000 people on BJ. Gambia police force should conduct an operation. And I heard that many of them are even foreigners. Jinack didn't do $1 story for because people are all over Sato. This is unheard of. In this world.
They are very uncomfortable right now. Yes, they are very uncomfortable about this issue right now because the reason is that Emalla feel exposed to certain level because the
culture, and we are not being anti anything here, but Sato, imagine Jinack Kemelula, right?
No, exactly no. You
cannot have 3 times, 4 times, 5 times more than the amount of people. Remember Sato, will be just because Ilafata Bakwell. So Sato will be for Sato overcome.
Overcome. That's the truth.
God damn it, born this people
the saddest part of it also, what can we do? There is something we can do. But that shows Dollar serious Balia has a nation. Okay? You know why these smugglers and traffickers are running away from Senegal and other countries coming to Gambia? Because Senegalese government, they don't even take them to court. They can't park in a prison. Okay? For weeks or months, you understand? But in Dollar Bangkok, we have weak laws. In fact, luate na Gambia, Miyalonko is as a police no severely, and they know that. Remember, each individual, it can charge minimum 50,000. So think of 50,000 times 150. That's millions. Okay, or 200 people, that's millions of Gambian dollars. So Niye Sambakitiela, I in fact had this from the Gambia immigration PRO himself. Okay, said that it don't get katakuto down kele, but some of their challenges is near intercept. Ye di police ola, ye Sambakitiela, you need a kiti dularo. At the end of the day is Lua Lumimbeje, Jojo Farankole Lekang, Naya Leka, those are just few charges. So
yeah, I can tell you for free call. Malam Baflanyadi, the prosecutors.
Yeah.
But this is trafficking. Human trafficking is illegal under all laws. It is all clearly stipulated. But your corruption, this is the problem with corruption. And the conviction rate will be lower. You know why? Because it is common sense. Right? So those people, mostly they will just get money from them, and that's it. So definitely there will be nothing. So human trafficking, you don't even need to understand too much. Prosecutors, they know very good lawyers, the state prosecutors. So if they want to charge these people accordingly, they will. And life neglect all those coming, the crimes are numerous. Yeah, understand? And also sometimes you can keep under certain circumstances, many alongo, you can dehumanize le. Will be being part of an organized criminal group will be more crime under our laws. So,
but what if you see one thing, yeah, the National Assembly, this is why all these weeks I am calling their attention. The Gambia National Assembly. I spoke to parliamentarians some time ago. Ela visidole in Arananjam in Germany, the committee responsible for, in fact, the majority leader currently.
Majority leader, Honorable Bile Jitungara.
Nada. This is live program. Nada. Okay, I put this thing across to him. What is the parliament doing about all this thing? Bile and our colleagues all told me, yes, they know the current laws are weak. So basically, Parliament la faka malo for below kafene introduce stronger laws, so that courts also can use that. Yeah, understand. But then this is almost a year now.
Oh.
Almost a year now. So, but yaran dolla Parliament, imagine la Camille debate Parliament ka debate. Wala mi dolla salary increasement and fenkol.
Yeah, incentives. Yeah.
Hey, ning a serious country. A serious country wandefa, kulung fula sabanani boita. Okay, within 2 years, billahi, a serious country, a serious parliament will definitely immediate fangokan. Yeah, understand?
Yeah.
Where immediate measures will take.
Yeah, I want to bring it Binda. She did not grow up in Gambia. She literally she does not even understand the whole phenomenon of police.
I grew up in Gambia. I left at 13.
Do you understand? Do you understand why police Bugada Jinack?
Well, they interested. Well, dung ba find them ba farin na fang. So sa mo na ba Jinack fa jinol le bije ba mo na bije?
It's incredible. I just cannot understand it.
There is a taboo. I'm from Yomi. There is a taboo. Jinack has a history. One if I will explain you that off camera. One if
it's okay to expose it.
So let me just simplify it for you. Do you know that in the absence of all these migration issues, galga nyamo fana doku jele. Tai. Ikatai doku jele. Yeah, because police you hear this story already. So these people can nyamo fana grole. But that didn't cost life, right? Right? So maybe one more issue, then we come specifically to the community of Jinack and how they have been impacted, and the neighboring community. Binda, you can ask a question if you want.
The question I have, you guys don't want to answer, because I think Gambian people should know this. Gambian police officers are oppressing people of, I don't want to pronounce it right. Jinack, right? They're oppressing people of Jinack, and because of something is going there, right? So Gambian people should know that something, because because
what happened was in Jammeh time. Okay, I will give you a background story. In Jammeh time, police office, Bara police station for that matter, under the leadership of the then Commissioner Suare, operational Jinack to arrest Jinack people based on whatsoever allegations or whatsoever was going on in Jinack. Like it is a known fact that Jinack, nyamola kadoku jetai. That's the what wolem fenkoti firi fenkoti min kabalu banko. Okay. Tie boka doku je nyo boka doku je ila lan nyimang ma support. Naturally, that's alewole ke banko kan. It's an island.
Wait, is it naturally there? Naturally?
No. If ni fenko ni to fo balo ni o do kuje akabarakale. I mean mobile kadoku.
Okay.
It's like it's that's their farming.
Yeah, I jefana escape zone la mujedi pour Gambian jama bi men yalon ko comme il a fait dans les fans so mo ka dale ka escape ka je ye comme without
it's like a Gambian Jamaica.
I think I might have to move to Jinack Falanak for.
So what happened is like Jamela time, but then it has something to do with their histories and their beliefs. Yeah, understand? Jamela time, they made an operation. It had Jinack, arrest them. Nyama kunkolu kebe kundu kebe kelab strokol kono ke sambanan kap sat almost ya moment arrest abu kabang. But you know what happened after that was a disaster. People die from that. Security officers die from that. That's the truth. Mol nyamata, mol jaburta, mol fata. It happened. It's a real history. So kabira botawala, nobody go to Jinack for such operations. So,
but before operation, mol ka for uniform tiyo buka dunje, right?
Exactly. Before that, more careful. So Suare and Jammeh, Jammeh try everything. Okay, they make it forcefully. Look. Jammeh Kafrat and Jino like a kele, Adela Birijolo, this and this. But they tried it didn't work for them. It turned so bad. That's the truth. So, I mean, Nima history in long, you say what to blame police. But if you know the history, nobody. Look.
I feel like it's still not an excuse for police officers to not go.
It is not an excuse.
Yeah, it's not an excuse. Yeah.
Police but it's like Nikatera Sateto, Ekila uniform or Uran. It's a very
but yeah, I think what I'm after that still now, we can agree because they don't have an excuse. Because let's say, how about deploy people without uniform? Let them armed and go there. Okay, we need to protect those villagers from these people. And now New Zealand they are campo loading, and now they are bringing in everything into our country. You know, ngamoi go kang Suswolning, come all these West African countries. So yenana Bangkok a woman think, but ye be being community killing blaring. They will literally take over and abuse those people, and they are just on their way out.
My manager told me, I found out Jinack. My radio station manager, Usman Maro, okay? When he went to Jinack, okay, with some international media houses Ngani put together, for a coverage. They nearly get the hell out of him there. They have to run for, they literally for protection. Okay, so alcalo nati guide adingo, inara nang fo ila fenkor kulundala because it's an island. So what of an ibuka dunje mambakros? It's an island, So it's crazy, Peter. It's just crazy. Okay, so this smuggler knows this. So they are using Jinack as a safe zone.
These smugglers, are they Gambian-born citizens? Where are they from?
Most of them are Senegalese now. Because Senegal is really getting very hard on them. So now they are leaving Senegal to come to Gambia. It's like, these are criminals. So most of the main man, I mean this, Senegal, okay? I kulunga sang Gambia. Or I kulunga sang Senegal. Ya kulunga nyingi ya drive nang with a new Massimo for nang Jinack. Ya package.
Okay, yeah. So now let's narrow it down to the tragedy that happened. How many people were in that boat? Jinack, can you tell us community-wise how they have been impacted? Because we have seen the figures, 190 people left further. But the community of Jinack themselves, they have been seriously impacted. And amidst all of these, people are talking about, Kulunga. I also understand Kulundobe Filirine. Can you explain that to us? But specifically, what happened to the people of Jinack themselves?
Exactly. So, Jinack themselves, the two numbers are coming out, 20-something to 30-something, because you cannot know the specific numbers. But some community leaders in Jinack will tell you 28, some will tell you 33, something like that. So it's between 20 to 30-something.
Between 20 to 33.
That's a lot. Jinack is a small village. Okay, that's a lot. So, but Kulunga Nyimbe are 190 people. Yeah, I understand. So 190 people on Yimbele Tata. What happened one day is, Kulunga Kabera 17th of November. Okay, so Nilkaminke, it's like they don't inform you Niba organized camp. I mean the will I call them irregular immigrants to be something like this.
Yeah, the migrants themselves.
The migrants themselves. They know our numbers. They know Ibrahim migration situation telephone number. Yeah, what's happening. So they would not, because you are near informed prior, you will call the attention of the authorities. Or you might leak it out. They don't. They only inform you, Nila Kulunga would have a given. They will make video before they themselves will make a video of themselves in the boat, explaining everything, or call you, tell you, so mandama for ye because so Gambia they are still having the network. Yeah, understand. So they will inform you Udra in black carle, Kulun kon estimated the more than come carle. Yeah, understand. So if that happen, okay, so now there is only a few ways to track them. There is no magic in it. Okay, so Fembukatara Ibrahim Abulu or Masimbukatara Ibrahim Blake track Nimin. So what usually happened was like, okay, then now Ibrahim will inform the authorities. Gambia Obuka need to because maybe the
Janni can network Nini mobile or Janni can Babula, Janni can lose network like communication of
of themselves. Okay, so if that happen, and of course some of them ila more families sulfana they know about it. Families also will call you. So Kulun Kilimo, like Ibrahim was explaining this to me. Kulun Kilimo, family 10 or 20 something will call you. Kulun namo kulum kari urujana ndingo ba kono. E urujani wate kari. Man, I understand. So you will have a call from parents, more than 15, 18 parents, telling you the same location, the same time. Man, I understand. So basically, that shows to you it's a fact. This time. Yeah, I understand. So, you know, so putting all those facts together, so ni kulungo wututa, okay? Ni also after 2-3 days, okay? Ikatara ni moroko wosi valet. Wakate Gambia bang. Yeah, after 2-3 days, wakate Gambia bang. Yeah, I understand. So if that actually happened after 4, 5, 6 days, wakate be moroko la going to the international. See. Yeah, understand. So after the reality is ning mankulungo soto, ning tana mankulungo soto. Fuelo siri mabebulu. Fuelo siri mabebulu. O me muta. Tana me soto. After 8 days, okatare international. Well, they have 7. So the expectation is, in fact, from compasso ning. Eki ale ke train compasso. You know. So compasso ning after 7 days, eka international normal. So near international normal, you know, what is going to happen is like the satellite sol kejen. So ning satellite sol immediately what I'm gonna rescue ning kawuli. So ning rescue sol ning international rescue sol in Spain. Usually ning you do international local Spain da ye yo madron ikejen. So ni je time like helicopter for kaki. Okay? So helicopter wala flow kata. So I couldn't because it can zoom like couldn't be jube be nyadil. So if they are in a serious condition, fat bottom bal ka borna. Nim batom bal. So batom bal boko fata kulundingol la. Ya understand? So ikana ning o batom bal kono anoda kulundingol la katara je kamil jindi. Jia kon. Wala ka rescue ke. Because batom bal boko fata no kulundingol am possible. Aba boy ndila. Ya understand? So ikana kulundingol la so rescue ka keten. So after 8 days usually katara so ning kulungo tata more than 10 days almamoy. Hani futata. Hani rescue. Ika more rescue media they are very tired, very weak, and many lose their life. Because ning trafficker soul or ning smuggler soul, ika fuelo media la abukal samba more than 7 days. Okay? So ika in fact ila kulungol la masingolu, jama ni borta after 7 days masin kas asia katel. Remember masin ka continuously. So after 7-8 days masingo ni fongo asia katel. Jamaja, wala ne kama engine failure. Don't imagine last time na funding came in sita bidonka. Okay? You know what happened to those people when you talk to them? Borta after 7 days, ila engine will be settled. So fuel
don't be I understand maybe engine flaka tarebule wasaba.
What be you know ni mu also nolti. Wanifa. Ni mo masingo le mi ala ko ni kama masingo min dinyi na o masingo min karana baraba njul kulon.
Ooh.
They cannot have those powerful engines from Europe or China.
Yeah,
they cannot.
It'll go from charge mola. It can many individual so cheap.
In Senegal or in Gimpex or Kulumasingo Katardado, you masingo sanje. 40 wax lem or 20 wax masingo lika lesa. Kutamalu. But we'll new but continuously after 8 days engine because I'm going for you. Basically.
Okay, yeah, like that munyo mingol. My viewers will hakilo bulando. Yeah, from munyo mingol. So I want to ask you, ya kumol men befijan based on ngamen comment section. Somebody's dolle bafo ganjanko. Jinack fana munani ladi, I believe, because it was started nanilam, fulabe Senegal, fulabe Gambia. Can you explain to us? So why is it that all the nonsense is happening in the Gambia part of the Jinack? Is it is it only the Gambia part of the Jinackis?
No, it's entirely the entire Jinack. What is happening is like Nimolu Fang, Kulungol Buka Bondi coming Abukata Lorin Blakin Damado. Yeah, understand. Like Kabiring Ibrahim Abotaje, I Kulum Ibrahim Alasata Rotonya, Kulumba Saba. You know, Jinaki Kajar, Kulum for Kajar for Niyiba in one of these villages. Kulumba Sal Pembekanje. Okay?
You want to tell me that I Kulum prepare?
Kulum be prepare Kanje, Kulumba Saba. He's an eyewitness to it. Yeah, I understand. So kulung one of those kulung ututal kulung sudo. Okay, so basically what the Jinaki, there is one Jinaki that is border to Senegal. It's called Jinaki Bara.
Jinaki Bara.
Yes, if you know this Gambian history, ani you coup d'etat alfankere jama ni kabori e katani Jinaki le e dun Jinaki bara e kulungota ye findi Senegal. You know, so Jinaki bara is a border. Jia dorne be ni Senegal team. Yeah, I understand. Okay. So yes.
So that's one of the Jinakis. So which other Jinaki is in Gambia?
So Jinaki Niji, Jinaki Kajata, Jinaki Bara, there are 4 or 5. You know, I cannot remember all of them off.
Yeah, I'm going to be Jinaki Niji, Jinaki Kajaki, Jinaki Bara, Jinaki Niji. Okay. So, but at least 2 of them are Gambia.
Yes.
So, but all these places, you know.
Yes, you know, so what is happening is like in village you'll find baby no connected. Like, you know, Jinaki for be entirely my yes, you know, it's just like you bondi side do do side come in Brika Benyamin.
For Senegal is not exercising control over the Jinaki part many along will be Senegal.
Jinaki Bara is still Gambia. It's just a border. It's like Kuminiko Amdalai Karang. I understand. You know, part of Amdalai is Gambia, part of Amdalai is Senegal. You know, because it's a border. Yeah, I understand. So Jinaki Bara fanem bola nyama. It doesn't mean ko is entirely Senegal. Senegal is book control code. You know, so as far as I understand, they use both money, safe earning dollars, so you know whatsoever. It's just like a border village. You know, so I don't. But you see, wonderful. The reality is Senegal will be a control can. Senegal is doing everything now possible, and that's why Spain EU is supporting them through Spain. Okay, Senegal, Mauritania, EU gave them. In fact, Kulumbale Senegal, you know, and a helicopter that is helping them to control their sea right now. So almost every day, but in Dollar Banco, European, I can tell you this for free. European Union Gambia government is not serious about migration.
Gambia is not cutting off the migrant boats from the sources. You know, Europe jang. You know, many along consular de Marola. I think the European Union will not help us because Gambia we need protection against deportation, especially in crime commit. I don't think any Gambian deserve going through this journey. Yeah, understand after any deport. So, but I also almost know European rotation naka mako ke barako lankang. If they know at the source amount stop the circle continues. Akatra continue kan.
So main kake is like when if Gambia ko balafawarta, you and Binta, I will tell you guys this. You see Gambia, let's call it a spade. European Union and international partners, they yell best trial for Gambia. They do their best for Gambia. From 2018 to today, more than 40 million euros has been spent in Gambia for different projects. Okay, 40 million euros.
From the European Union?
From the European Union and other international partners.
Okay.
Wow. Like you remember from 28, it started in I think April, mid of early 2018 when the European Union gave Gambia government 11 million euros. That was the first money Gambia government benefited from European Union. Okay, so then after that, they in 2020 they gave them another 3.5 million euros. So 2022 after election again another 8 or something. So there are so many millions of euros given to Gambia government based on design projects. But you don't have problem with the Let's put it this way. Gambia, okay, and even authorities, I challenge them this. You heard about Techifi project. You heard about YEP, Youth Empowerment Project. YEP.
YEP is one of those famous projects.
In those days, but those projects are designed in a way that youths will benefit, and I will explain you today why youths don't benefit from those millions.
Oh.
So YEP, they receive millions of euros. So what they do, what happened was like you start seeing beautiful Pajeros and pickups everywhere. Yep, in Gambia, in those days. Okay, then they start building offices, very fancy offices like Europe. Okay, the tableau wardrobes and everything. From which money? That the same project. Wait for then they start organizing workshops and seminars. Who are benefiting those workshops and seminars? Like Diabulalu, speakers, this and this. Again, Canada, they pay consultancies and researchers Who are those consultancy and researchers? The same people in the same institution. When Dama Parade, what the fuck? Ni boto do fananto then cannot have triple kavoko we are going to sensitization or familiarization whatsoever ni la project or read abeka nka Gambia project design in the foyten wallahi ni la project or read abeka keten okay so ni obeke is there is no magic in it ni ngani ni be fo ni obeke million la kadomo kono. You understand? So basically, ikaw yung project ko yung be mo ikekete ko din na kanafra youth soul. The benefit of soul all coming so is just a tip of it.
And so, important point, but I also believe some of these monies inyenta dile menu saida menu tara fo komenga imagine yetare la bunkono suto ye nyapi kanje ye muda report inwo trauma anin jigila teo. You don't even have chance. Ila kodo ila bank from membi je ya bondi wala yela fengol kafu nyoma wala anything. Ite mam fentu no tuba du jam. Ibulu kense ngoma. Those are the people mena ni frata Gambia wol nyanta fenso tole be face life start no nya. Ndabra ni migration ma ko ro fon. That's a very important element. I jere the Gambia government fon. Ye bal muta tap mo kanata dan menum fu ye menu deport wol kana frustrate. They went through a lot already. Wol jama bi janni ke deport 2 years before katara they went through hell in Europe here.
And if I go to all these project mean bay came in Gambia, Tekifi, yep, IOM la project bay, any or GIZ lemba ECOWAS project go and I'm telling you this. Near Momorandinko, Eko wala mo CEO, director, or part of those projects. Tete nya iyanyo to be ani the Kordalinko. They all build months, they all have beautiful cars, they all have fancy life after 5 years. In those projects.
Allahu Akbar.
Okay, so that tells you and after 5 years, so project will face out. So ni face out, na youth so like a continuous struggle. In fact, so-called people, it can mean support so-called the small numbers so you mean makoi will find sustainable. You know why? When I think I benefited from YEP. I benefited from Tekifi. I benefited from IOM. The project will be they all fail. Because of sustainability.
Comme quand you remember project designing aka focus on ibe itol fongol workshop ol gala nyameng ibida nation country fengol la nyameng mala ba nyadi trekking la nyameng ibida conference ol la nyameng dan ka actually ka migrants ol nyim fongol la life impact anin ka ol mako yer ka reintegrate.
And imagine that's like the hakudomo that they're doing. Imagine gamin on mempata nimbal kono. Gamin diningol still are trying to go nimbal kono because of the struggle that they see in that country. Money they can create a facility, right? Employ the youths, give them a job, a good paying job. I'm not talking about paying people $200, $500 a month. That is ridiculous, right? They could create opportunities, but you know, it's like some people they don't mind eating hakudamo moment of balcony.
I talked to one German minister. Okay, you know, in 2024. Okay, in one of the meetings in Germany here in Berlin. So during the meeting, you know, after coffee break. So during that coffee break, Ndaralo Minister Nyimbalo. So Nabe Kachal. In fact, he was the special advisor to the German federal government on migration matters. You know, so Lotabala, you know, then Nabe Kachala. So so Kabri Nabe Kachala, he told me Sonko, you know, like during my deliberation, he was listening to me keenly. So after my deliberation, because I wanted to him, a special, I just want to build that connection. So Nabe Kachala, he told me Sonko, in a deliberation on Ngamoyle. But you know, the problem is, I think we play our part. The part that is left in this thing is the Gambia government, Gambia authorities. Okay? You come to us, you Sonko, or an institution come to us, or government come to us and tell us project A, B, D, and Z established in our country. And this is how we want to do it. So when we read your project or your proposal, when it convinces us, then we will discuss what can we do about that. And usually we support them. You know, then he named me millions of euros that they gave to Gambia government through different projects. Well, at the beginning, how many millions spent in Gambia? So, you know, all these things, beautiful things you're talking about, you know, Mr. Sonko, you are just a stakeholder, you know, and that's the truth. Government, more especially European governments, or in this in Western countries or governments, they don't deal with individuals. No. They don't deal with individual offices or institutions. They deal with government. Yeah, well, I didn't corruption continue, but they still can continue to get funds because EU don't lay chance. Yes, absolutely. That's the fact. You know, sometimes they know. But yet still, according to Ifanana policies and programs, still now, if these people come with projects, you know, good concepts, good initiations, well, this should be implemented. This can be implemented. So they give them the necessary support. So to understand why it's not working. There are intelligences in Gambia currently studying the situation in Jinack and other part of Gambia. Munati na molde mol kulungol kaboni no Gambia nyadi science. You know, because those people don't consult them anymore. It's just sad. That's the sad reality about it.
Jinack, earlier you talked about how Jinack residents, they don't like what's going on in their neighborhoods, right? Is this a complaint that Jinack residents are doing, that we don't like what's going on? It's too many migrants in our lands. Like, is that something that's going on?
Yeah, Jinack people definitely, as far as I know, and I spoke to many Jinack people. They are currently in Jinack. It all found frustrated about the current situation in their villages right now. The number of more especially the non-mantra for more discriminate. But coming more manke banko dingoti ni ejeke sutel e la camfonia la ni the behaviors and stuff like that. So because imalo olu mosifale, imalo olu what is their records and stuff like that. So basically, anyone believing in the same. In such a situation is definitely worrying for the people of Jinack. They wish they can do something about it, but what they can right now.
So can there be a deal whereby they allow the police to come in? Because the police said they're not going in because they're scared of them. So if the residents of Jinack said, okay, we don't like what's going on, you are welcome to come in and help fix the situation. So can that be something that can be negotiated?
Well, like
between the alcalde and the police and whoever the leaders are in Jinack.
For me, what I'm doing right now is I'm calling on Jinack elders. You know, they are VDC, village community development whatsoever. I'm calling on them. For me, I am appealing to them to kind of see how they can, you know, talk to government to do something about this. It cannot continue. You know, I made it for a favor based on the history of their villages. I made a favor. You know, so the current attention I made a favor. You know, so basically what I expect Jinack elders, Jinack, more especially Karnal Milbotaje, if they are listening to this live, what I expect them to do right now is to see as a community. Okay, what negotiation coming for the what?
Yeah, we will not take. I told Nak you are doing exceptionally good because you know, Ismail is a singular you know, So, but I also want to criticize the German activists. Like, if all this is going on, we are talking about loss of life. So, near there are derogations always when the right to life is being affected. Right now, you can make a case the people of these people, their right to life is being compromised. And their dignity, if all sate overflow that. Yeah, understand. So, Binta, to your point, I think literally, you never like a wrong. They're just being scared of a taboo. A taboo, that's it. Just taboo don't be like a wall. No longer be need a Jinack community. They may even be welcome there because they are not happy.
They are not. Jinack people are not happy.
So this is an embarrassment and an indictment at the same time on the Gambia police force.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I would advise any Gambian that's on this live, there's 433 people on this live. If each and every one of you make a video telling Jinack people, please, Ali Diamu Gambian police here, you know, just speak to them. It's like in the government funding called a life safe, because it's not just when we stop that, we're stopping government youths from far. You know, Africa have the youngest population in the continent, and what's happening in our country is really bad. You know, government all have been.
There is something very important. When the fire fall, you know, kulung yalong scientific kulung killing announced me along you know more colorful. That is 190. But there is another boat. Even be Ibrahim Bafokang. There is another boat, me along left in Gambia. Okay, more than 20 days now. Hannes, you know, among $50. So there is that is also smelling something to us already. 20 good days. Among possible.
Okay, but you don't declare that thing is always already a little bit over 1 month.
Yes.
Well, I know declare. So, but
Yes.
another one is gone missing.
Missing for 20 days. Normally, board me
Okay.
after 8 days.
Ela sister Felending Kadinja fana bada Jinack. She knows 1 or 2 things about it. About Jinack Ngola. She said 22 days. So literally, we have another one that's gone missing for 22 days, right? So
Exactly.
and also Iba Fokang Jankomen even Kunung bada Jinack and even B Kunung Bijel Mealanko is preparing to leave.
Yes, even
Like,
BC
if this doesn't make you freaking mad, what else? Like, what kind of...
We have to ask ourselves, right? Why are they leaving? What's happening in that country that's so horrible that they're so desperate to leave, right? It's like the government, it comes down to the government. It's like they're oppressing their citizens to the point that Katake Famfa is what's important.
So 22 days, definitely war to us. To us already is putting us to another, giving us another direction of the same thing Bemufo can be. So basically, if that happen,
lives involved in, like, you are taking your time not to declare them as dead, but the insinuation.
Exactly. Yes, the insinuation is already there, but then we have to clear out all, because Gambia government imagine press release so they cannot do anything, but they can easily, you know.
So missing the one that is missing, Alma declare for loco Kasara Dale. By the way, let me just remind our viewers that Nyimem declared in this 190 for in this tragedy. Gambia government statement, which unfortunately Monapul, but summary moment we told about describe Kaneko as a missing boat. About describe Kaneko as a missing. This is how desperate they are. This is how incompetent they are. That's not a case of a missing boat. We are talking about missing people.
Yeah, exactly.
We are talking about potential 190 Gambians. Because we don't know we don't establish all their nationalities. But Jinakibe Duari Nyame, if 28 to 33 people can be from only Jinaki, a small village.
Yeah, exactly.
In some instances, more Dolbije, they said one compound man of up to 8 or 9 people, but you know, some people are demoning farming ala musol. You know, we are talking about a massacre.
All they even have to do is place like 10 soldiers in there for a 3-month span. Then you just erased it right there.
Yes. What if something here? Ila diamokono. You blaming activists but look, it's not even only about activists. It's the Gambia has you know, Gambia as a nation. You know, after 1 week, incident do manke. After just 14 days, ninko bedela. Government forget about it. And you know, this is not in fact the first incident may happen. I am coming to now give records of Milketa, and then you will get to understand Control Gambia as a nation. Okay, this is the first incident. In 2019, a boat left Bara, okay, and then a capsizer in Mauritania. More than 60 youths died. Out of that 60, 20 were from Bara. You remember that in 2019?
Yes, Bara, yes.
Okay. You know, what incident of Minketa? Media Sultara Bara, documentary Solubondi, and stuff like that. And, you know, after 1 or 2 weeks, Gambia government said they will do investigation or whatsoever. Do we hear anything? No. Not only that, in 2022, Katong Gunjur boat. 2 boats left Katong and in Gunjur. You know, up to today, they are missing. Okay? So, in fact, Gambia government, war after, that was Tangara last press conference in Gambia. If you listen, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the website of Tangara last press conference, the last press conference Foreign Affairs being organized. Tangara press release ala speaking kona fojele. You know, they did everything but nowhere to be found. So that was in 2022. Wonderful again. Not only that, you know, just last year, 2024, Bakau incident. Do we forget about it? More than 20 Bakau youths died just last year, mid of September 2024. Okay? So basically, this is a trend every year or at least every 1 year. It's an accident back. But Gambia no lose focus. And this is not going to stop again. But after 3 weeks, we all keep silence about it. Government continue business as usual. Everybody continue business as usual.
So, situation of they did not come up with a statement until when UDP came out with a statement, Yanks double a postke, and then they were like, they come up with something, it all called missing board. I'm like, you guys are not serious, man.
Anytime you talk about this, okay, they try to downplay it.
Yeah, I know you are an activist, you are in a completely different domain. But I will say this, if not NPP call back comment like that. In fact, I will tell you this for free. One of the people one of the people smuggling to either in the combo Sato Tondi. Is it Sanyang, right?
Yeah.
Or Baka, one of them. Bara or Baka one of them, the person that one of the people Yemen Dabi jail, another Alabang NPP, while our case be under investigation. So NPP call out, please Alba Politico Bola Jalale Ale Day. We are all Gambians. Let's talk about it.
You know, about our country. You know, a serious thing.
It's Jambur, right? One of the people may allow double and you massive conole, you know, another Kalabang NPP because ala case for investigate. Mile human smuggling neke.
It's sad. Wonderful. The one thing, Gambians need to be serious about migration. Gambia government should stop using migration as a means of getting money and projects. Gambian society, the people also need to take migration seriously.
Jambur.
Yeah. So, you know, we should also talk about what can we do to reduce this pressure on us. 2024, I traveled to Ghana on Jamanda Project Dolem. Okay, I have migration research Dole Tataji. But that was we went to Ghana and Rwanda. Okay, so ni Tataji Kolukan. Is like how serious their governments are. Na youth empowerment project. Okay, all the projects are not designed to earn money. Their projects are designed to be implemented. Nima implement from government like parliament, because I met one parliamentarian in Ghana. You know, there was a parliamentarian, a Ghanaian parliamentarian, who was giving us feedbacks how parliament oversee those EU projects in Ghana. So that koi Ghana fail. But don't you understand? So that shows you how serious they are.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense. The EU, because EU muna major for Donald. You understand? So when they come up with something, especially in relation to migration, Parliament yanda oversee lale. And I think ni for na Gambia members or MP First we are going on a study tour in Ghana. Even na kodo tala follow ye bore. You know, this is what Gambians do. In Abe Matalo study tolemu familiarization. You know, we come all these nine names. Gambiano hanime na tara wanja foba. Ni anyinka project ko pra safe. Tough. Abe kalabantea.
You know, like some of their projects I came across, you know, because of my networking and you know some contacts I do have. Some governments like. I will give you a classical example. I'm going to get from 40. You know, alhamdulillah, don't remember them cook on the side. Like German, and what I told them, you know, that's what exactly happened. You know, Germany government, you know, a project will implement in Ghana and in Gambia. And Kabiriko project on GIZ. Imagine Nidara for Westfield. Westfield, Trust Bank Bala, German or the Bumbare for German Gambia Advisory Center. Okay, GIZ lakeje. So what project ko kakita moment na the consultant, German consultant yemin jo prior consultancy ke in Gambia prior to January. she was working with me. Okay,
She was working with you.
Because I'm in Gambia, and so she need, somebody. Na
moderator do nyanda cylinder, but I decide to keep this at 3 for now. If I will take one, it will be a female puruka balance because we are talking about migration. To make it balance, I will make it a female. Lafa Nancy letala no mama Nancy angamera border. But if I see any of my women wrong, I will rather pick that than bringing a man.
So
after we can balance the equation.
Wonderful. What project ko yeah. Ngamin for Jamano that Fenko or consultant on you will happen. Nkayako Gambia case is different from Ghana and other countries. Okay, Alka project Uluming Samba.
Yeah, I think wala fanya Lady Chilal Kufine correct. Momo Bijarek. You can just make a request and I will take you.
Is or project or concept minti walamko ka kind of coming ka Gambian Ulumin by Germany. To be specific, what other EU countries will okay, because there is an institution, there is a Nimurta back to Gambia, they can support you for your reintegration and stuff like that. They can give you, projects, support cash and in kind. Yeah, I understand. They were trying to implement those things. But if understand, for German is, understand is what project to survive La Gambia. Okay, so just last week I was speaking to one German official. Okay, Mia was part of this. I found a call literally. Was telling me, Gambia project on face out, but there was no success. But Ghana was a success.
Oh, really?
Yes, Ghana was a success.
So Gambia was a failure.
Gambia was a failure.
Gambia, I think it seems like Gambia is like. I don't know.
Wamani government spend millions. Ye bunkuto la erect. Bunjamba kuto. Westfield wrong. Trust bank bala.
What project on you? What is the economic form specifically?
So basically, the concept was okay. Gambia di be jam ni dafa ka say voluntarily. Min be EU dafa ka say voluntarily. Yes say ni say ta. Okay. IOM kodo didela ni frata jefana wo office o nyine be mako la ka project ke dundi project kon just for your reintegration back to your society, sustainable reintegration.
But how can that fail then?
No, it fails because Gambia, for 4 good years project over, I think they have only 2 Gambian. So it's a failure and lot of Ghanaians, but the reality is wonderful. Ghanaian no yaron ne ko la mo min be la project ko handle kan in Ghana are honest.
No, just to remind people, man, I believe and we know, even in Karamola last exchange, and that's what we were trying to establish. What they're gonna do is through procurement and through consultancy. Consultation, and this nonsense of consultations. Gambia project or bro. Boy, we are below corruption is a cancer in that country.
Yeah.
Corruption cancer do wadulado.
Bro. Banko. One thing is can you reduce? It's about we need to promote regular migration, labor migration. Okay. Yes, sadly, Gambia government initiated something, or let me say Spain initiated something with Gambia government, and then but again, it comes back to what Wandifa is saying: corruption. Okay, well, the Spain Gambia deal, when luckily when Gambia so. But
what failed even before it began? I'm gonna bring Europe draw quoting other world.
I told them also, the Labor Department, Ministry of Trade, the Labor Department. I told them this prior to Janika Fumasifam. I in fact advised them Alcana rush to start this. Don't rush because the political name Barrow government or Ministry of Trade Benina Kekante, Ale Rostro Alia implement. Gambians are not like that. You need to make proper ways and means how to even control Allah force badmin kata. You need to be very careful of your selection. Allah force badmin kata. You need to recruit them well. You need to inform them well prior to their movement.
But judgments were not clouded by FEMCO. The selection process was not clouded by political affiliation.
It was. The former minister of trade, they conducted a press conference purposely for me because the whole press conference okay,
class right?
Yeah. Serious. I went to Gambia. Oh, do that. Yeah, invite them both. Say no.
Ibide mudala tombi.
Even not time this like Gambia. I know this strategy. So I'm telling you, ngana kula ke Gambia. Ngana silo suti ani setan. Basically. So, but what happened was one day is that yenda Gambia ke minister himself. Now, I told him clearly, you are the most corrupt person. Because the reason being is, this is kind of nonsense. What is important is, look, because I'm on a case, I found go and listen to that press conference. So, a journalist, one of the media houses asked him, people are saying, it's because there is no sustainable job in this country, and you are a Ministry of Trade. What do you have to say about it? No, there are a lot of jobs in this country. Okay, in fact, this is not later. Amanke is not about job, or Milbenyinka is not about job. Think of my own driver, his own mouth. Go and listen to the press conference. My own driver applied for this, and he was part of the team. Okay, my own driver. Go and listen to the press conference. I was like, so it's like yeah, exactly. So think about this. If minister yala on driver do the work, what about permanent secretary? What about the director? So that definitely indicated what you are saying. Politically, and then not only that, for my agency soldier Ministry of Trade le Lansino dealer to recruit for labor recruit. Okay. The Lansino di Milla wale tata ka so-called formal wafi molia in Gambia, promising them of this paying job. Okay, charging them of more 50,000 Gambian dollars.
What corruption of mole be mole? For what's on Gambia posting cake and bulu?
They only reacted when Spain embassy. What a shame! Spain embassy the press release Monday. Kabiri what's on Gambia several okay. After 2 days, Spain embassy the press release Monday. I talked to Spain embassy press secretary. Nabet Yamon, Kabiri press release la deputy ambassador of India. So basically, Spain coming to declare they knew so what project of an failed basically. So Gambia Chita. So but new walked on one far. Okay? Because Nyanta can understand is Spain was not doing that with only Gambia. Spain Senegal they will benefit the past 4 years, Senegal.
Oh really? Kamol Sambakado Kuala Spain.
Yes. Morocco, countries like Morocco and Rwanda and other countries were benefiting from that.
Yeah, just hold on there. Yeah, this is sad for every Gambian that is listening. Niaglo Bakang, Ita Jamande, right? Ni Tokisol JJ, Tokisol Sierra Lajele. In the 1970s and 80s, Birila Mol Fanal Botajang, because of World War II, la impact Nyandoko, Kola running housing, Itada. If Nal Sula Mol la Yewol Samana. Ya understand? You see, where is that? I talk him talking developer, but I talk his final Markwele. Economy at that time, as it was struggling, I Markwele more relief, but he made a life risk. Jam for Antabe Banko Menkanja. Wolfnal in Morocano Lenica, Morocano level firing and tap, Wolfnal Nara through that migration labor Fenko Kuala. Labor migration Kuala. In the 70s. So Banko can so imagine Gambia, recently you failed. That is stupid.
So my thing is now, because if the government is not going to do it, then does it have to be our responsibility, us as Gambian citizens, to create it then, right?
We do it. Like
to do what?
Like I think Binta is talking about labor migration, right?
Yes, labor migration, to create it, to create the company, the business. Since I'm in America, find the Americans that you can work with. Somebody's in another country, find the people you can work with, right? He's whatever country. So then if the government is not going to do it, we have to do it to save lives then.
Yeah, come on. I think the selection process is very important.
I like that idea. Governments, African people deserve to travel. I believe in traveling helps. It exposes you. I think the people that are actually in Africa right now and maybe they're not that well exposed. I don't know what the issue is to know the way Africa is right now, especially in the mayoral, what do you call it? Life expectancy in Gambia is very low. So
I will give you an example like as I happen on Yari. Somebody is asking how Seka is my boy. Look, last year, Serundam, okay, I'm from food, but I'm trying to give coming this venue to Gambians to know what happened. Serundama, personally, my capacity in a small office, I help 11 people to leave Gambia, Canada and Germany, Bangkok. 3 for studies, okay, 2 for vocational training. The rest are musolu for opaya merchant. Well, milkanani nani sitting or baby sitting job 1 year contract. Yeah, understand. So this year already, I helped 6 people. Currently, as I'm speaking with you, 4 people that are visa scrutinized, because they are university students. I can share those emails with you right now. You go through them, embassy correspondence email with them. Definitely. So, like, how? What? Holland is different from German. German is different from England. Yeah. England is different from Spain. So there are some programs there. So some of these ideas. So how did I get them? It's like my connection or networking with Ghanaians, Rwandans, and Ghana. I just study. I talk to them. I made this idea on the office. They are very good at it. They know so many ways to travel to Europe through regular means. So I tried. I tried it with 3 people and it works. The first trial was like babysitting job. Okay, I helped 3 sisters. I just do it as a case study. And it works. Yeah, understand. All what they did, for this babysitting job, all what I did was, to take them to school. One of them found out a school job. Okay, because could have found a school job, 9,500. I have language school course in Gambia. I have bank. You just need to do 3 months language course. At our exam in Dakar, I have pass. Okay, then a visa appointment on a visa appointment also. So my responsibility is to look for a host family here, a family that need to employ somebody in Africa. Okay, so if you have that official contract from that family, it need to be official. There is a way they do it. They also go to their labor department, sort of, your contract on the has a family, put a new environment, then the invitational program, this candidate include into their family insurance, and all this necessary documentation Amarina Tata to the embassy, they have no reason to reject him or her. Basically, so they do succeed. Don't find a vocational training. German house building,
yeah.
It works. But then, wala level or height domain, because you need to do German language up to B1 or B2 in your country.
B2.
Yeah, exactly.
But I come for the I also see the information gap there. Now, funding some of them example because they bro, Canada back and now expect no, not what we are telling you. And especially I remember Gambia funding when people are talking, please Ali Lamoy. There are other alternatives. Being even a young academician or Jamabi, they end up doing their masters abroad. If they choose to stay, you stay. Say, okay? Near education silo nyinta. Sakon yela karangobang. Ya fel ko lafa tuwa so janibo effort duna bakwela ni academia isela tofel kenon. Ni tofel ke that means already because Gambia monkey coming for L1, that is native language speakers of English, monkey L1. So grade 12 may not be sufficient, but net TOEFL or an equivalent in national English examination, you become eligible to study. Nina Lajang is going to be expensive. So for some people, migration code, but come on, I'll just give this website for free. Dolajang is a centralized one or studylink.nl, studylink.nl. So you can out yellow school GB, and then you go school on your website and you it's a centralized. So among colleagues, dol kamira nyame The only thing is jang iba kodole nyin ngala wala nante ni mo jama FM dunyolo because here it is expensive. But Germany I believe is free education, right? And Finland,
Germany vocational training. These 3 years to learn a profession in Germany, like this person is free. Okay?
Yeah, and I also think Finland is also free. So Alba Jibel, these 2 European countries, many along go like, your Frank also, your free education system, alcohol apply back. But you also try to do your homework. Yes, okay, you do your TOEFL, you'll make it.
You will make it. More can make le. I don't want to discourage anybody. And there are schools in Gambia. Like somebody wrote here, Professor Del. Yes, there is one school in Sanchabas Chulejo. One Gambian boy who was in Germany, living in Germany, German school established in Gambia. Very good school. Almost all the students will have the car for this exam. Ibelaka pass. They forget surprised. There is another school in Westfield, Dabo. One Mr. Dabo Baronka. So there are schools in Gambia. Schools in Gambia. Professor Del.
And actually, German I think they need like nurses. So with such precious trades, like nursing, Iboda University, Itara University, Amanjere Hosula, just do your thing. Focus on something. Nifeko Gambia is not just for you. Niano cannot doko from fine because doko nyenko domansia. But I make sure about time moment siganga, ya put into extra education. Trust me, you will make it. Yeah,
exactly.
Ni focus takang, ibe
Exactly. It's just a matter of concentration, and it's never easy. Some of these things we are talking about, you can just have them in a day. Yeah. No. So it's not like that. So because government of control, some is like they approach you. Your project when you explain or your program when you explaining, they think it's going to happen in 5, 6 months or 7 months. Sometimes it can take you from within the period of a year. Because it's a process.
Because German or Karang, you have to learn the German.
Certificate need to be verified. German is a country of democracy. You need to follow that complete. But Gambian, sometimes they don't have that patience. What a problem.
Okay, yeah. So we come back to the issue. So far, what do you think should be the solution to the issue of Jinack? You think the activists or the police or the people of Jinack themselves need to come out and welcome the police? But I can't even imagine that the community have to tell the people.
The right solution is the government police force need to go and do their job. Okay, that's the thing. That's the number 1 solution. Number 2 solution is we tell the Jinaki community, ila Kebal, to please contact government police force and try to work with them to make sure that Allah Sate as a regulate no kotente. Isaje insana funding call life save no asal banko for safe no because almalon criminal jumale kanala satel this is not safe for your children, for everyone. So that's it. If government no, they don't care right now. So same thing. Only solution is Jinakim from that region to go to the police as a group. Alala on kafo form, aleta police as a group. But like, please, you're welcome to come to our land and help us out. If that doesn't work, then reach out to the international community. We figure out what to do.
Okay. I just brought in my first guest, Manaji Fabe. What is it called? Mendunda Santa for Yailamba. Can you hear us? If you have anything to contribute or you want to ask your question, you can just ask. If you can just ask your question, please. I'm not sure you are hearing us.
Janning akana, or maybe about kana. Some people are asking about Ninjaman language school. The Professor Del they are talking about is Sanchaba Sulejo, So, but Sanchaba Sulejo, So there are people are students because they have a comment about promote. So yeah. So now they are numbers share the numbers with those people commenting so that they can also get access to that language school. When they continue.
Okay. No, you can continue. I'm just trying to check. I want to
give Mr. Sonko his flowers, honestly. The amazing job that he has been doing. I'm very, very impressed. I don't know you, but listening to you, I am extremely impressed with your hard work. I hope one day I can also be productive and good like you with the Gambian people. So shout out to you. You're helping Gambians. You're not, big up.
Very, very productive.
Okay, we have our guest here. Starting from the brother. Mo, that one.
Boy, Alin Bara boy. Mr. Sonko, I'll be content insisting, Binta.
You are welcome.
You guys are doing a great job, to be honest. This is very educative, enlightening, and then I think this type of program is very important because half of our youth, let's say like 40-50% of our youth, maybe to Abuja, and then it's very important to educate them, the way to, to drive, to integrate, and to see themselves part of the system. Because if you go to Rome, you have to become, part of them to be in the society. You want to, take your own ways. So it's always good to go to school, integrate. Integrity is very important because so and Ibrahima Drame, one of our brothers, they are doing a great job, and I think they need every Gambian support, They are doing an independent job, it's for the benefit of our own youth. Because Gambia domoro mano everything dongol membe jam wala ka husulka ki back to suokono yalla ka family support wallahi so yen dongol sita kuldon yalla na ku jama hani government is still absolutely family wise mom individually you can contribute your own part towards your own family at least ofanan banku do wolere so now the jondron yalla na pour control and then to thanks Yaya what he's doing. I have been following him over let's say 10 years or so covering in Italy because Anthony we are the same time here because I come to Italy in 2010, so it's almost 16 years ago. So I come in for I go through it, I go through all of it, from Sicily, and then, and I'm very fluent in Italian. But I'm very fluent in Italian. So I better battle, Karango is very important, integrate, from Marco, because we're into the so come cry molu ko kuma yalon ko abe batande to abud wala abe laane it will put you in certain troubles. Just stay away about it, because we have a mission to accomplish. Na dia wunya triara because abe swearing bantal so
yeah baraka bake let's tackle one by one letting
okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hi bro.
You be cool no if I say la fulofo then nobody been definitely more flata. I don't even know when I've been taking a
okay, that's fine. Okay. Barakalla program okay kutala bake be content na buffalo farm okay maybe it remember like but it is been few years communicate about migration ko automontal for process or then I'm but yeah so left the men add la come album foka about Jinack okay tonyalam this in tabul will be jail and table menka police wol borindi ñu ko
binde be am pula malda c'est pas problème wala na mon kol fa mba wala na ngesa man après
no I don't know mo drop tele somebody drop is it you that drop me
as can all but I don't think so
it's okay I'm not worried go ahead you good go ahead
yeah ko mba fale ko so ndanga diamond la ni Omar so nobody then you cannot pick two people
right
yeah so well I'm left over for because ñin tabo ko wol bijele ntawol bondin wala yi and in the form wuluta diamond there are places many along ko ni nata sate o ñin kan ni jawyala then the cool bekelela ni nata ni bad whistler towards that very village ntabota diamond o ku sifal si soto no ngawol moyla ndamana experience because what sifal man happen so come I told for you make experience in Jinack possibly all basic but the fee me all man nakela excuse the kafoko police all ning na tanko bunda pour kan ning kulungol ke tank ka banko dingol niyo tank candidat the fee there are fenkol bejele minsol bejele finance men at least because we have navies ila do community pour ka batanka okay so saying Jinack alia fameng ayla no lan tan mo ma fongo ayla no lem so saying ni ya long nyim ko meta kerin accidental ka kele mold niol ka tubalto ni ya long ko okay nyim ka kele pour ka wol tanka ni pareta pour ka tanka ndey fi isa keno la manke ko bita Jinack le kan directly but you know, isita no le yela kulungol londi ba la karadol la comme ye kanta dal même batinde be kulungol intercept nola but modol be même fokan in comment section ni ba read kanko police wol fongo da setara no nyin ko kono you know and ning government for mang effort ke pour ko nyi stop nola so it will be difficult pour nyin ko stop because mol be diamond people are mol bo bataring banko kan funding ke wol man do kusoro so you know all man ke excuse te pour mo fane yela life risk
okay.
Yeah, and this is what I have to add. Love the call of Allah baraka.
Yeah, baraka bake omsi. Yeah, I hope you don't want to go. Nila Fratala, you can tell me. I can.
It's all right. I even want to say something about you know, I think also in a society, you know, you and Buddha will agree with me. We need to be honest to each other. You know, some of us is very difficult to,
okay, mbaro nyunka bota Jinack ko ngakade njalo ma fo be janna ba ko nyum bota Jinack nyam okay you can send request mbaro nga try ka Jinack ko add okay yeah go ahead
modu nyantale ka fonga honest okay back way mo pulete mi alon ko yes mo wonde ni darje ni soxita well done. You know, that's what we all want. Puru gamen ole tama ye feeling ye findi tama batiatale. Ya understand? Tama ole dolbe la life ale. Ya understand? I was a typical village teacher. You know, but beating alhamdulillah. Ya understand? After 2 years in Europe, na life ale. That's the truth. Okay, but tama ole ono. So we don't want people to travel. But the current trend and the current way akatanyaming wole manke kuti ming mo sem botno ne kilo be konfa yalo ne ko ino ka bama from Gambia to Spain wonten kuchahan you know ndol minga bama only for few hours you know that is between Libya and Italy you know it's just few hours wo fongo da mai ka min je ka ma nyamin je ifon sakantu mai ni konte ko ka bonde ka ben Gambia you know ikaje molu min kanana Libya Italy you know ni dunda mo I mean million ga kilo be bare ka yo nyimba ko man ket silat ya understand mo buka pro kili na ka pro ya understand so but the reality is so ning woto koleata think about milikama for week ibe jikon fam kasokon you know andu alka baje men je banjun ni baratema and in this other one they are completely different.
They are different.
Come on, you know. So anu kulungol mi yalong alketa ning babar kulungolu. Wallahi they are not guaranteed. Ning fenkolu mang ning smogula sol. Wol mal after. Wol be la kodo lefe.
Yeah.
You know, we have the millionaires yenina. So na society sol kulungol yale wondifa. Fonga to nyabu. Yenyi be ko disatel leto. We can organize within our communities le. Probably the sponsors or the owners might be from Senegal or other countries. Yeah, understand? You know, but then usually in camping within the community. Please, you are not a bad cow, or black sheep, taraduma. Your authorities are informed. Because you are, you know, wallahi te university lord. Because currently, in fact, the weather is so bad. People don't understand this. We are just trying to help. We are not here kamolu so come safel to go the kaneng, you know, near video game. You know,
I wanted to add that and
you know, we are not discouraging. Yeah, you know, we are not saying don't go. We are saying go. It's a concern to us as Gambians. You know, we wish you travel, but then think about what is happening currently.
And most importantly, stop taking the kids. Like, stop taking the children, okay? Gambia, there's no, not on the Gambia collateral, but among civil wars, the Gambia, more fabricate, in Gambia are not safe in that country, right? We know that there's poverty in the country, but they can still survive in the country. So it makes no sense to take their life and risk it.
In fact, I think a pregnant woman and her 2 sisters.
Yeah, it's like, stop risking the kids' life. It's not fair to them.
What if I be Dambal join back? Ibrahim Drama is calling me. Mbekudo le kono.
Mute.
Then I'll certainly join back.